I can't lie, bro.
Yeah, what you saying?
Nah, I don't know. We got Hudson Odoi, bro.
Hudson Odoi!
Odoi.
Odoi!
Man, like Chelsea. You know?
Yeah, he's half Nigerian as well.
Say swear.
No, it's not.
This brother's
Welcome back to the Just Something podcast, where we discuss a little something about anything. Today, we are joined by semi-professional footballer and South Melbourne player, under 23s, Daniel Hudson. Welcome,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Welcome. Woo! What are you saying, bro? You blessed?
Yeah, I'm blessed. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
No worries, bro.
Of course, man.
How's life? How's life treating you, bro?
Good, bro. Good, very happy to be here.
Love that, love that,
Sure,
love
man.
that. What are you saying, bro?
Man's like an athlete, you know?
Athlete.
Full athlete.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Come on,
So
bro.
we get a lot of insights into how this guy trains and, how he's become to this level. And we'll keep on striving to keep on going greater. You know what I mean?
Facts. Make sure you guys obviously subscribe, like, comment, and share this episode and our channel. Follow us on our socials as well. Follow Daniel on his socials as well. Put the link in the description. Yeah, bro. Happy to get you on, cause
Yeah,
obviously we go way back. No, not really, but we went.
The little timeline.
Basically, we went to school together. Year 12. Ended up school. Anson, his brother's in school. I messaged him, reached out, like, yo, bro, wanna hop on this pod? We talk about obviously football and your life, like your journey and stuff. He jumped onto it, so now we're here. So yeah, make sure this will be a good episode, guys. Make sure you came for this one. But yeah, man, tell us a bit about yourself, bro. Like,
Yeah,
where did it all start for you, bro? Chat to us.
Where to start?
Yeah,
So,
man, let's hear about it.
I started since I was around 4 or 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
I started back Eastern Line Soccer Club, so I live
Yes.
locally around there. So I had started there with an old man.
Love
Started working there a couple of years. Working on my game. Starting with my career.
Love that.
From there on, I went to Box Hill United.
Mhm.
So I was there, I'd say, around from under 10s to around under 13s.
Wow.
And then kind of from that moment on, I kind of just, thought I'd take it more seriously than I should.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Melbourne City Academy.
Wow.
Oi, Melbourne City.
That's big, bro.
Damn, okay.
Who was like the biggest? Well, at the time in Melbourne City that's gone. Has anyone? Do you remember in that squad that went?
Yeah, so
Shout them out.
I have quite a few players right now who I played with at Melbourne City that have excelled further than me in their career.
Mhm.
Okay.
Lots of them with the Joeys or overseas in Italy. Like I've
Wow.
one teammate called Sebastian Esposito. He's playing at Lecce.
Wow.
City R under 23s.
Oh,
That's big. That's
yeah.
big.
He's
Yeah.
playing there. He's capping the Australian national team for the Joeys and stuff.
Damn.
And I've some others. Ben Mazzio, Max
Yep.
Caputo. Playing
Yeah.
A-League right now. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's big, bro.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good to see teammates like that, excel
100%.
with their career as well. It's
100%.
good to see,
Yeah,
like
man.
look on the screen, playing with them on FIFA. You know what I mean?
It's
It's crazy.
It's got to be like motivation, inspiration.
Yeah,
That's gotta be a good start.
It's good to see them.
100%.
It's good to see them up
So,
on
yeah.
TV.
Yeah. So yeah, Melbourne City.
Yeah.
How long was that? How long was that for?
So I arrived there when they first started the academy.
Mhm.
So I was there within the first academy team.
Yeah.
So that would have been around, I'd say, like under 13s, under 14s.
Wow. Yeah.
And then so from then on, I was there for around 4.5, 5 years.
Mm.
So I was there for quite a long time, and along
Yeah.
that journey, I had lots of experience with them. We got to go overseas.
Wow.
We went to my first overseas experience with them. We went to Abu Dhabi.
Damn.
Oi.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lavish.
Part of Melbourne, because you know how
Yeah.
Man City and Melbourne City are like
Yeah, like
connected.
together.
Yeah. That's how. But yeah.
Yeah, so we went over there. I think that was around 2017.
Mhm.
We ended up winning the tournament actually.
Oh, yeah?
So that was a great experience. I got to verse teams like Juventus,
Oh,
Man
shit.
City,
Oh, yeah.
teams like that. So
You beat Man City's team.
yeah.
Damn, that's big.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
mad.
actually really
That is
big.
elite.
What?
That is
Yeah.
elite. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't concede one goal the whole tournament.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, defense was a brick, bro. For
Wow.
sure.
Yeah.
Brick wall, man. Sure.
Yeah, so that was a great
Mad
experience, bro.
Mm.
And then a couple years later, I think it was 2019, we went to America.
Yep.
Mm.
And
Whereabouts?
the tournament was in, where was it? San Diego.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
no, I remember.
So it was
that
called
one.
I forgot what it was called, but it was some tournament over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went there, we versed all MLS teams.
Mhm.
We versed teams from other countries like Mexico, like
Yeah.
Chivas Guadalajara, I think they were called.
Yeah.
It was great, versing teams like, LA Galaxy,
Yeah, right.
Toronto, teams like that.
Yeah.
It was just such a good experience,
Wow.
Yeah.
Just going over there. I'm so grateful for doing all that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Of course, bro.
What position you play?
Left wing.
Left wing as well.
Winger.
That's
Mm.
elite. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, bro. He's gonna
Hey.
be.
So what? You're fasting that then?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
All right. That's
Now,
big.
How is obviously you played against those teams. what teams do you think were harder, the ones in America or the ones in Abu Dhabi?
Oh,
I'd
Like
say
youth
America.
teams.
You know.
is it?
This is what I mean, because I feel like Oz and America, we have great youth teams,
Mm.
but obviously the pro teams,
I
senior
agree.
teams is just not on that par. But
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like, yeah.
I feel like at
That's
at a
surprising.
younger age as well. Like
Yeah.
obviously me, I didn't start growing until I was later on. Like I've always been a small guy, still am kinda. You know what I mean? So like back then, most kids over there, quite a few of them were like Mexican as well. At
Yeah,
a younger
they
age,
love
they
that.
grow so tall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
me being like a 5'4" person coming up against kids nearly 6'4", it was just so physically challenging.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean?
How old was you then?
I
when
would
you
have
went to
been.
America? 2019.
I
So
would have
that's
been
what?
like 15.
Yeah,
I'd say
15.
16.
Yeah,
15.
you're 20 now, isn't it?
19.
You're still 19. Yeah, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's elite, bro. So
Sorry.
that was 2019. So yeah, was that your second year at Melbourne City? What year was that?
Oh,
How long went into it? You reckon?
I'd say towards the end. I'd say probably like 3 years into it. I'd say around that
Melbourne
time.
City, yeah, that's elite,
Yeah.
bro. And then where was you went back to Eastland after that, right?
So after that,
No.
I went to Bulleen.
Bullying, that's
So
the one. Yeah,
I was there
yeah.
for 2 years, I think it was.
How was that?
So that was a good experience. As soon as I went there, I was with the 19s for a little bit, but just worked my way to the 23s.
Nice.
At
bro.
this age, I would have been around, I'd say, 16, turning 17. So this stage, I was around like year 10, 11, year 10.
Yeah.
And going there was great. I had to have my first senior experience. So I started training with the senior team, got my senior debut.
That's big.
Oh wow.
And I actually scored that day, so that was great.
Oh
Wow.
shit,
Yeah.
that's my boy.
Yeah,
Who'd you?
anyway.
So which team did you verse in that game?
It was against Box Hill, I think it was.
Box Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, so I versed them.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Who?
And then,
Box Hill. Box Hill.
Oh, my fault.
I said Box Hill.
it's crazy.
Hey, everyone knows. Everyone knows
Yeah, I
what
know what you're talking about.
yeah. Yeah, right. So that
yeah.
was at Bully and seniors.
Yeah.
That's elite. Was that in your first year?
Yeah, first year. Wow. But most of the time I was there I was with the 23s. I was lucky to get most training sessions of seniors. Gaining that experience with the older guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had lucky enough chance with them to get my FFA Cup debut as well with them as
Wow,
well.
that's elite, bro.
I think that was against. I think it was state one side or something like that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it was great.
That's elite, bro.
I had a coach over there that really helped push young players
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
myself,
Mhm.
and I feel like that really helped me to this
What's
day.
his name, bro?
The coach.
Yeah.
His name's Fausto.
Fausto.
So-
Shout out, bro. Big up Fausto.
Big up Fausto.
Big up Fausto.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
Yeah,
But,
nice.
Yeah, but he was a great coach, and he really helped bring me into that senior environment.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then through that, did you get and then you got offered to go to South after that, or
So I was there for 2 years roughly,
Yeah.
and then I decided to go Eastern Lions for half a year. So I went back to Eastern Lions.
okay, seniors?
I was mostly with the 23s at the time.
Yeah.
But around halfway through the season, I joined South.
Yeah.
So I don't know, throughout the year at Eastern, I was like, I feel like it's time for a change. And I went to South Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
It was a wild experience on my way there because the way I got in was I had a trial match with them.
Okay.
And it was literally within I'd say an hour and a half of kickoff. 2 hours before kickoff, someone contacted me and was like, come down for the game. And I was literally rushing, getting my thing, going to the pitch, you know what I mean?
Shit.
That's crazy.
I'm like, I might be late, but I got there just on time, you know what I mean?
I know, good.
But,
That's commitment, bro.
Yeah,
That's
it was
commitment.
crazy,
Yeah.
man. I ended up going there. I think it was a practice game against Northcote or something.
Okay.
Ended up scoring, playing well. So,
Nice.
and then, from that day forward, just trained with them for a bit. Got to know the team, and then eventually, just got offered a spot, and then
That's fantastic, bro.
from then on, just been there for the past year and a half.
That's
yeah.
big, bro.
Man's
South.
even like Salah with the scoring, bro.
Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
it.
What's
Debut,
what was
bro.
your highest? Do you roughly what's your highest? Do you know what your highest scoring season is?
Oh,
Like estimate like.
I'll give him about 20.
I'd say
How many games in the
24.
season? They're like what, 30-ish? No, how many games in
You
the
know
season?
more than me.
I don't actually know.
probably around, I'd say 24, 25 maybe.
Oh, okay.
25, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
something like that.
Yeah, right.
I'd say my highest is probably
Say like 12.
16, I'd say.
Oh,
Wow, bro, that's
16.
elite. That's good
Yo,
though.
nah,
bro.
that's hella
Yeah.
good.
was
That's-
that like around the same like I can't speak, bro. It's like your older age or when you're young, when you're a bit younger.
Somewhere in between.
Mm,
you know what I mean?
That's elite. That's
Right
elite.
So
now,
like
I feel
16,
like
17.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
right
yeah.
in there. Yeah.
Sure.
I'll give you who's the best player you played with and best player you played against. You reckon?
That's a good question.
Yeah, no, it is. From what you
Oh.
from your knowledge, like.
From my knowledge,
So best player you've let's say played against first. Played
played
against.
against.
From what you remember, yeah.
Oh. Damn.
This would be a mad list.
That's a hard question.
Nah, it is.
Matthew Leckie? No.
Nah.
play Lecky?
A best player I've played against is Lockie Wales.
Lockie Wales.
So you know,
Who's he play for?
he plays for. I don't know who he plays for now.
Oh,
but
Western United. Yes.
So he used to play at Melbourne City as well. At
Yeah,
the
right.
Time. But so I remember playing against Western United in I think it was a practice game when I was at Bulleen with the seniors at the time.
Oh yeah, he would have been seen.
And I, you know, I'm on TV. You know, you always scream at the players on TV.
Yeah.
You're horrible. If I was on the pitch, I'd do better.
Oh,
So you're giving him all that shit?
Mate, I
was
was
giving
you know,
shit.
No, you know how I'm on the TV, you know, doing all that. I get on the pitch, you know, I'm playing like I think I'm playing like left wing or something. He's on the right wing.
Oh.
Mate, as soon as I go on that pitch, that guy is so fast, man.
Yeah,
Like you don't understand how elite these players are when you get on the pitch. You know,
Yeah.
especially me at this age. I'm like 17 at this time. This guy's like in his 20s. You know,
Yeah,
as
he
soon as you
would've
get on
been,
that pitch, it's a different ball game, bro.
Wait,
Like,
do
I
you
just
do you?
feel like-
Oh, sorry, bro.
You know, yeah. I just feel like the gap, you know, there's like between pro and semi-pro. Obviously, there's a big gap.
Yeah, 100%.
Even though it's only one level, like the gap is
It
immense.
is a league
That
again.
judging by like your experience, like exactly that's what I mean.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
there's
know?
there's such a big gap, you know.
is.
There's people like me, and then there's people who've gone above and
That's what
beyond.
I
You know,
mean.
but the gap between that is just so much hard work. You know,
Lockie
there's so much
Wells,
you can do on the pitch and off the pitch. You know,
Facts.
Mhm.
so like you know, people will be grinding every single day. You know, some
Exactly.
people down in other countries, that's the only way out. You know what
That's
I mean?
true,
So
that's true, yeah,
their
yeah,
hunger
yeah.
compared to people like us, we're lucky, bro.
Nah,
Some people
we
it's
are
life or
really
death. You know what I mean?
100%.
True.
So
Yeah.
some people are just on that elite level compared to others. You know.
Mm.
What I
Do
mean?
you think the main gap deciding factor is their athleticism, or do you think it's just the hard work and the skill that they put into obviously you have to be skillful player, obviously, but
Yeah.
I feel like when you go to the pros, you got to have that little bit more athleticism than the next player at the same time.
Yeah, you know, like
That's a good question.
Yeah.
of course everyone has talent at the end of the day. Everyone
Yeah,
has
everyone.
everyone
Yeah.
has their strengths and weaknesses, but at the end of the day, it's just how much work you put into the game. You know
Facts.
what I mean?
True,
Facts,
Like
yeah.
as people say, like you know, skills nothing. Talent's nothing without hard
Hard
work.
work.
You know what I mean?
Facts, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, you could have someone who has talent but puts minimum effort
And attitude as well is a big thing as well. Attitude.
Attitude's a big
100%.
thing.
So much discipline.
mental.
You gotta have
capacity,
discipline. You gotta have
all that.
discipline in the
Yeah.
NPL space. in the
So
AF
much
space as
discipline,
well.
Oh,
bro.
real.
Like if you didn't have discipline to just go out and train, you know, by yourself outside your club, you
Yeah,
know,
you gotta do
you
the
can
extra
only
shit.
get so far. You know what I mean?
It's the extra stuff that
You
gets
gotta do the
far.
extra stuff. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lockie Wells is the best player you've
Yeah.
Well, what do you like on the pitch? Like, are you the one that just talks shit or just plays their own game and
Nah,
don't
bro.
get involved with the mind games? and that? How are you like? Do you talk shit in the pitch?
Nah, bro. I'm
Nah.
not that kind of player. I've only copped I think 2-3 yellow cards in my whole career. Like I'm
Oh,
pretty
really?
I'm pretty clean player.
I hear that. I like that.
Oh,
Though. That's
no.
good.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
I actually
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
believe that, but
What?
You don't
I'm
believe
just
that? Nah, he's
Okay,
chill,
okay,
man.
okay.
He's chill.
Yeah.
no, I know you still.
Yeah, look, I'm just I just do my shit on the pitch, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, man.
you know.
Discipline's a key thing, though. That's why it's good.
100%.
Yeah,
Mm.
I like that. And then
100%.
who's the best player you played? What was it? What did I ask?
Best
Oh,
player
best
you
player played with. Yeah.
Best
played
player I
with.
played with. Oh.
Oh yeah, didn't you shout them out before? Wasn't he saying the player that played in Serie B?
Yeah,
or
he
Serie
was
A?
he was a really good player.
What's his name again?
Sebastian Esposito.
Didn't he play for Inter?
Nah.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone
Nah.
else. I think of another
Mm.
Esposito.
Yeah,
But yeah.
He's just a big unit. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's one of those players which it's just hard to get past. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
just has that technical ability at the same time.
Did he play at Melbourne City with you?
Yeah.
So is that the best? Would you say that's the best you played with? Maybe?
Yeah, I reckon that's the most talented players.
big
And-
up.
but I have other few players. As
Okay.
I said before, like Ben Mazzio.
Okay.
He's been playing with Melbourne City Seniors right now in the
Wow.
A-League. He's just one of those wingers that are just so quick. You
Mm.
know what I mean? So quick, so
Yeah.
talented. You know what I
I've
mean?
heard of him, Ben
Probably,
Mazzio.
yeah. He's definitely been
Mm.
on the screen
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Another one I'd say is Emin Durakovic. He plays
Emin
at
Durakovic.
Melbourne City as well.
Okay, yeah.
One of those midfielders, can just ping a ball from anywhere. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
It's,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
left winger's dream. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what was
like
the going on? Obviously, going through your journey and all that.
Mm.
What were the challenges coming up through the scene, like
I like
politics
that.
or
That's a good one.
trying to get into establish into a new club, like
So
playing with
challenges-
teammates?
Yeah.
I mean,
All that.
trying to settle into a new place is always a
Yeah.
hard thing,
For sure.
Trying to jump from one club to another, you just have to break your way into the team, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
You're there to prove a point, and when you get there, you have to take every single minute that counts,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as you step on that pitch, you got to prove something that another player doesn't have, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
100%.
that's scoring a
competitive, bro.
goal or just, taking on a player, that's just one thing. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, no matter how long you're on a pitch, you just
Yeah.
need to show something, and that will separate you from the rest of the team.
It's good that you can. It's competitive, bro. It's
Yeah.
very competitive.
Very
That
competitive.
NPL space.
Like-
100%.
how would you how much of a factor is like knowing the right people, knowing
Having connections.
having those connections within the community and industry of football here?
Yeah, well, I feel like
How do you think that's like?
I feel like it's very important. You know what I mean? Like over time with soccer, especially when going from such a young age to like my age, 19 years old. Imagine that whole lifespan and knowing people within soccer.
True.
Like obviously that opens doors to certain clubs. You know, you'll have a coach in the past, or you'll meet someone along the way that just sees you watch you play on the pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then you'd be like, hey, you know, I'm looking for a club, or you know, they can just help you out along the journey. You know what I mean?
I like that.
100%.
I agree. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big, bro. Was it easy to, like, from the first, let's say, 3 weeks, how was it settling into South Melbourne's environment? Was it hard as or no?
It was very
kinda
competitive.
natural?
It was a very competitive environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, everyone's fighting for a position there, and you know, at the end of the day, you're friends with everyone, but you're there to take someone's spot. You know what I mean?
That's
you know,
facts, yeah.
you know, you can be friends off the pitch, but as soon as you step on that field, you know, it's
Everyone's against each other.
Everyone's against each other.
Becomes a dog-eat-dog world, bro.
Yeah. You know,
yeah.
Luckily for me, it was very welcoming. You know, everyone was
Love
very
that.
welcoming there.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just every man for themselves.
100%.
So then, did the coach approach you, or how did you get involved with Melbourne City, South Melbourne? Like, did the coach approach you, or you just went for a trial?
I think.
How did it happen?
You know, my dad's a big involvement within my career. You know what I mean? He kind of does the things behind the scenes. I don't worry about what he does. I just worry about myself on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know, my dad just helps me out offside the pitch. You know, talks to people. You know, does that part of it.
Yeah, right.
That's very underrated.
You need that though.
Very underrated.
Yeah. So he did his part, and I did my part going onto that
100%.
pitch. So big props to him for that.
So like, how do you think your dad's and parents' support in general helped you, like, be more comfortable in taking this further? You know what I mean?
My dad has helped me along this journey the whole way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so grateful for him. You know,
Pick up the dad, bro.
he has drove me everywhere, hours upon hours of training session. But I owe him so much money, so much time. You know what I mean? You know,
100%.
So it's petrol, bro.
Bro, it's crazy. He's leaving work early when I was at Melbourne City. You know,
100%.
he's driving me hours to training. Like, I remember, we trained in Bundoora, and then we trained in Cranbourne from my house. It's like over an hour and a half drive to get to training nearly 4 days a week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's commitment, bro.
Bro, like the guy, like looking back on it, like he's sacrificed so much for me to, you know,
Succeed.
be so successful in my career. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
100%.
yeah.
I'm gonna move on a little bit. Not really, but I just want to ask you, because obviously South Melbourne now. How many days a week do you train?
So currently we train 3 days a week.
3 days a week.
Yeah,
days a week.
plus
Yeah.
games. So that's 4 days of my week.
Yeah.
We train in the mornings, so we train 6 a.m.
Wow.
Oy.
That's
so
fucked.
early starts. So I have to be up
Mm.
4:45 in the morning, leave 5:30, get there 6.
Yeah.
But it's long days, you know.
Is that at Albert Park? Is it Albert Park?
So we used to train there in the mornings,
Right.
but currently we train in
Springvale
Noble Park.
Is it Springvale or Noble Park?
So we play our home games at a local team called South Springvale Arties.
Yes.
And we train it near that place called Noble Park. So
Hang on. My friend Noah told me this. Wait, don't tell me. Fuck. It's South Springvale's ground, right? Is it synthetic?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know what it's called. I forgot. I can't remember the name.
Warner Reserve.
Hey?
It's called Warner Reserve. That's what we
Yeah, I
train.
think it's yeah. I know what it is. I know what it is.
we train there in the mornings, but you know, it's a big commitment from all of us because you know I have teammates from the west coming down to the south.
Yeah,
south.
facts. No, it's true. Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's crazy, you know.
100%.
You know, creates long days though. You know what I mean? So I train in the mornings. After most of the time, I have to leave early to go to uni.
Yeah.
And then work in the afternoon. So it's just big days, bro.
Do you go uni the same days you train?
So
That's
most days a week, like I'd have to leave training early. You know, I'd train at 6, leave around 7:30. I've unit starts 8:30 in the morning. Doesn't finish till like 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah,
Damn.
love.
Long day.
Yeah, and then some days I'll have work after that, so I go straight home and I'm working till midnight and then repeat the next day.
So that's like your daily routine then, just like.
Some days of the week, yeah.
That's all right. And you go gym? Do you go gym as well?
So I do much gym as I can off the ground.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to. It's one of my personal goals to try get a bit bigger than I am.
Not bad.
Yeah, put on that frame, man.
Yeah.
100%.
So I'm working on my best to try and
100%.
figure that out.
What's your leg day? Do you have a leg day routine and shit?
Leg day routine.
Yeah.
Nah, not necessarily.
Just like.
Is it?
Just give us your workout split, like each
Yeah.
day, like what day would you prioritize each muscle group or each
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
power
question.
speed, whatever,
So normally as a soccer player, you don't really want to put on as much weight
for sure.
because as soon as you start bulking up too much, you lose your speed, agility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's just athletic movements, isn't it?
Yeah, so obviously I'm using weights to, keep muscle in my body, like upper body, chest,
For
back,
sure.
legs, whatever, because,
Keep that balance.
especially around your leg area, because if you don't have muscle around your legs, you can gain injuries over time.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you always have to keep that area strong to prevent that from happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. We got.
So what? So like, if you were to outline it throughout the week, like Monday, is it like power, speed, or is it like?
Yeah.
So how would it go?
So normally after training or during training, whatever, that's when we kind of work on that power speed stuff.
Okay.
So, we'd be using bands, hurdles, agility, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's
then, when I'm at home or outside of training, that's normally when I do weights,
Okay.
in the gym,
Yep.
just bench press, upper body or like stuff in lower body, like Bulgarian split squats, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Bulgarian, what,
For
brother?
sure.
Bulgarian split squats.
Bro,
I've never heard
They're
that one.
deadly, bro. They hurt. Bro. They hurt.
Man said Bulgarian. You know?
Nah. Those are
Yeah.
craziest exercises, bro.
Name one Bulgarian right now.
Huh?
Do you know a Bulgarian person?
Wait. The goalkeeper that played for Leipzig. Who's that? He's Bulgarian.
No,
ain't he?
Hungarian, but close.
Oh.
Yeah. Man said Bulgarian. That's a different country, bro. wait. So how does it? Wait. So what's it called? Bulgarian what? Split.
Bulgarian split squat.
How does that? What's that?
It's just,
When you go gym, you know that.
I don't know that. I know Bulgarian. I don't know about split squat.
Dimitrov,
Dimitrov, them man there.
Huh?
You know Dimitrov?
Oh,
It's the only Bulgarian I know.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Wait,
What are some advice?
Alright, my fault. Wait, I want to ask you something.
Okay, go on. My bad.
Tell us your max, bro. Bench, squat. Tell
I
us
don't
all
know.
that.
I don't have
Ooh.
a max
Nah,
bench,
just
bro.
lying.
He's like,
He's
yeah.
lying.
Mums, bro.
He's
I
lying.
don't.
Not the mums yet. Nah, come on.
I
bro.
don't do maxes.
Okay, if you have to estimate, bench and squat, estimate. Come on.
You're putting him on the spot, right?
Nah, I don't know. I don't do a max. I literally just do reps.
Okay.
Like,
Yes,
I just do like a weight and just rep it out. You know what I mean?
Fair, that's
Fair.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really do maxes.
If you had to say like what, near 100, like estimate near 100, don't have to give a specific weight, but near 100.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd probably say like around 70. I'd say.
Okay.
70,
That's okay.
80.
Okay,
That's alright,
no,
that's
that's good. That's good.
I think I
Yeah.
can do 70. Bro.
Huh?
I'm not that crazy. I'm not
I'm
that
not
crazy
fucking-
upper body.
Nah,
Yeah.
same.
No,
Yeah.
no,
like-
true.
Um,
Fair enough.
Yeah, I got one for you actually. What are some advice for the young ballers out there watching? Even maybe some of your little cousins or friends or whatever that are inspiring to obviously reach the high levels. What would you reckon are some of your advice
Yeah,
for
look,
them?
like as you said before, I reckon the most important thing is discipline. To be honest, I've had
100%.
over the years I've had to sacrifice so many things in my personal life to help soccer out. Like I've missed so many parties. Going out late. Doing all this stuff. I'd say a regular teenager does to try and
Yeah.
pursuing my career. Like I've sacrificed so much stuff that I have to wake up early in the morning. I have to train so many times a week. I have to do gym. Like I have to fit all these things in my routine. I have to sacrifice so much stuff, and to do that you need discipline. You know what I mean?
He's a busy man, bro.
Yeah,
I never thought that.
To be a soccer player, it's a very busy schedule compared to a normal person. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like you barely have any spare time on your hands, and you got to maximize that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good though.
Mm.
It's good that you put all your, because obviously if you want to succeed, you got to put all your work into football.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, and
It's
balance
for
it
a
with,
greater purpose at the end of the day.
and
Yeah.
then
For
obviously
me.
balance it with just your studies as well.
Exactly.
You do uni as well.
Mm.
Have you had to miss a trainings? You've had to miss a few trainings because of uni before, surely.
Nah, I still rock up to training.
Yeah.
At my worst, I'll just have to leave training early.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because even with our coach, like if you miss a session, you don't start. That's how it is.
No, yeah, first, yeah. I
So
hear that, I hear that.
at least even if you're not training, you got to rock up, man.
Mm.
Exactly.
As comes back to commitment.
There's definitely those days when you wake up and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
he's
uni
definitely had
straight
that.
after.
Yeah.
He's definitely had
Can
that.
I
as
be
well.
asked going training? Just
Yeah.
focus on uni. But you're like, nah.
Yeah.
That's why I mean that discipline and that knowledge of knowing that you're doing this for a greater purpose later in life. so,
Exactly.
What do you study?
100%.
So I do building construction at
Okay.
MIT.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
builder.
Yeah.
Big builder.
Man like Bob.
Yeah.
Cold. I can't lie. That was cold.
Yeah,
go on.
I'm doing that. I'm hoping to get into construction management after that. So
Yeah, right.
obviously, I play soccer, but every day of the week, education is my number one priority.
Sure.
Fairs.
Setting up that plan B.
100%,
Always.
bro. It's
Nah,
my plan
sure.
A,
Oh, that's your plan A.
Plan A.
Yeah, you always got to, well, even plan B, A, whatever it is, you always got to have
you always
a
gotta have
second
something.
option. You
Of
know?
course, second options. Yeah.
Do you prefer, because obviously you train in the mornings now? How long is that? Is that normally an NPL or just at South? Was that
look, me personally,
Bullying
I
as
don't know about what other teams do, but
Right.
more what I know of, I think we're probably the only team that does that for our age group. I think
Mm.
most people train in the afternoons.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great way to train in the mornings, to be honest.
You think morning's better than?
100%.
Getting
Yeah.
that mental edge because you know you're up before
Yeah.
everyone else.
You know,
Mm.
and like,
I like that.
It frees up so much time for the rest of the day. You know
And
what I mean?
that too.
I hate that.
You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
your
And that
afternoons
too.
free, and like, you know, our seniors train in the morning as well. So if
Okay.
we ever get called up to
Exactly.
the seniors, you know, we're already in that.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
it.
we're used to it already.
Yeah,
you know what I
Do
mean?
you, is it one side's train? Oh, is it one side seniors, one side at 23s, or is it just 23s train on one pitch? How does it work?
So most of the time it's usually just us training, and then seniors train after us.
Okay.
But seniors, most of the time they train at Lakeside Stadium. So
Yeah.
that's down at Albert Park. So they
Yeah,
train.
yeah. Do you play? So you say you're playing at home. You play at home games at Springvale now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know why that whole change happened? Or can you say that?
I think that's just how it's been. Like last year, they played their home games, I think in Caulfield, like our 23s home games. So we never really play at Lakeside.
Oh, right.
It's mostly just the seniors
Yeah,
that play at
mostly seniors,
Lakeside.
yeah.
So
That's fair enough.
it's basically just another year, another venue for us. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because seniors, that's just their home ground.
Fair
you know what
enough.
I mean?
Yeah.
So
Have you ever played there before? Have you played on that pitch before?
we played quite a few times last year.
Okay.
That's not more normally towards the end of the season because you know they want to maintain the pitch of the seniors. You know,
Yeah.
the women's play there as well, so they
Yeah.
kind of want to keep it in good nick for them.
100%.
Fair enough. What time of the, like, obviously you have experience working late in the evening, work at early morning. Obviously, well, you probably alluded to this, but you like mornings better than evening, like late evenings, or?
I prefer mornings.
You prefer
100%,
mornings.
because you know in my schedule, you know, I tend to work in the afternoons as well.
True,
so
true.
if I'm training in the afternoons, I can barely work throughout the week. You know what I mean?
bet, for sure.
I think that's easy. It's easier for his schedule as well, but to get training out the way that early as well, it's mad.
No,
But
it's good. So you
good
can just focus on the rest of the day.
because you were saying like you got to be mentally prepared. Like, we say mentally ahead of everyone.
Yeah, it's
else,
like
you
that mental edge that you're just ahead of everyone,
Yeah.
and also just building that discipline of getting up when you don't feel like it. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Just doing that. You know,
Mm.
trust it's tough. Like,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah, man. Let's move a bit out the NPL space. Let's move on to actual football, right?
Mm.
Who was like your inspiration growing up? So who was like your idol basically when you was obviously a kid?
Obviously, everyone at some stage was Ronaldo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
for
yeah.
me, like obviously, I like Gerard as well.
Man.
Yeah, come on.
Man,
Stevie G.
Jordan Henderson.
No,
is
no,
better
no,
than
no,
Gerrard.
no,
Come
no,
on,
no, no.
man.
Anyway, yeah, go on.
Hendo.
Go on.
Yeah, you know, plays like that, you know, every single time before training or like going to games, I'd always be watching highlights on my phone,
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
right.
Yeah.
Is he the one that made you? You're a Liverpool fan, obviously.
Yeah,
Is he the
yeah.
one that made you?
Yeah,
do
DH.
it?
Yeah, my dad
Yeah,
obviously.
That's man. So you're
helped me
saying
out there.
nah, he's elite. So you're saying Gerard and Ronaldo was your
Yeah,
idols growing
Gerard,
100%.
Ronaldo, you know, I really loved Insigne growing up.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
So,
Insigne was good.
nah,
bro.
he
He
was.
was underrated as hell, bro.
Yeah.
Like people actually.
Nah,
People
Insigne,
like
bro, his Napoli seasons were insane.
No, I actually he actually was elite.
Insane,
Elite.
bro.
But even Napoli's. Who do you support in this area? Napoli is it or
I have to say Napoli, yeah.
you support Napoli? Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott McTominay and that.
Scott McTominay. Do you reckon they'll win? Do you reckon they'll win it? Or do you reckon Inter's go? Who do you reckon? What do you reckon? Obviously, you're gonna say Napoli, but like realistically, like
I reckon Inter.
you reckon Inter's got it? Yeah.
Oh, wow. No faith in your own club.
But
Like,
Napoli's a good squad. I like Napoli.
nah, like, who do you think, like, obviously you gave your inspirations, but, so, who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT
Yeah,
in football?
yeah, who-
It
you
doesn't
reckon-
have to be between the two. Obviously, you can say whoever. It's your opinion, but
Look,
who's
like,
the
I hate saying who's better than the other.
GOAT?
Like,
Yeah, nah,
But
just a general sense.
me
like, who's
personally,
your GOAT?
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me personally, Ronaldo, because I've grown up, you know, just loving him my whole life. Like the amount of soccer jerseys I've at home. Of, like,
Yeah,
Ronaldo
yeah,
is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
You know
It's
what
the
I
same
mean?
as me, to be fair.
So obviously it's
Fair
personal
enough.
opinion, but you know, I hate the debate of them two. You know, you
Yeah.
can just
Yeah.
judge the players at the end of their career.
True.
Yeah.
You can't keep saying who's better throughout their career, but when they're both retired, that's when
Then
we
you can
That's
have that
when you have
conversation.
that
I agree.
conversation.
No, I agree.
Nah, that makes perfect
And at
sense.
the end of the day, they're two different players, bro. They're
Yeah. They
are, you know.
They actually are.
They
Like,
really
there's
are.
there's no one similar. There's not a player similar to the other. Like, there's no player like Ronaldo. There's no
Nah.
player like Messi. Like,
Mm.
it's hard to make that comparison. I agree.
Like,
yeah, it's true.
Like, I
No, it's
watch.
true.
Obviously, I'm watching like Ronaldo and Messi right now. Like
Okay.
Messi at Inter, Miami, and Ronaldo at Al Nassr.
Yeah.
Bro, Ronaldo has that, like that person. No, not personality. That like that drive.
Mm.
He just wants to score.
Mm.
Like that's his
No,
main
of
thing.
course. Yeah,
You
that's
know what I
his
mean?
job,
And
bro.
he, no, but he's more focused on his own accomplishments. I feel like trying to get those goals. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Good
Wh-
hunger.
Whereas like but he makes I don't know like I've been watching the games. He makes it look kind of difficult. I can't lie.
For him or
Like,
the
I
players?
feel like I can see him slowing down. Where I watch Messi and obviously MLS is like.
What do you reckon's a better league, honestly?
MLS.
Saudi.
Saudi.
I'ma say
No,
MLS,
it's
bro.
definitely Saudi, bro.
Saudi?
Yes.
For real?
100. I think it's more competitive. Less. Think about it. MLS is how many teams? About like 40. It's like. No, I can't say it's like NBA, but it's got that many teams. Like it's not. I don't feel like it's as
Oh,
competitive.
well, I
as
guess the players they brought in, but
even the no. Not even the players. I feel like the leagues is even more competitive. Like
Uh.
you see Al Nassr. Where do you think Al Nassr is right now in the Saudi league?
I don't know.
Well, they're third right now, innit? But like the top two teams are El Hilal and what's Benzema's team called? I don't know. One of them Owls, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the
Yellow one, yeah.
Yeah. It had.
It has content.
Yeah, I'm not sure
It plays
what
with
it is.
content.
Yeah. But I think players. Yeah, you could say obviously the players are better in the Saudi, but I think that the league is just more competitive. But that's not to excuse obviously
Yeah.
Messi and Inter Miami. They've got a good squad too.
No, I just feel like I watch Messi play. He just makes it look effortless still, and he's like
yeah, fairs.
they're both in their last stages of his career. Like the way he gets past players, takes free kicks, does all the things he was doing in Barca. Like
Yeah,
he
But
still
then
looks
they
effortless.
don't
you know?
lose it, but
But then you also see Ronaldo pinging volleys from outside the box.
That was elite.
look,
That goal was elite.
that goal was elite. I can't lie, but
and they're
you know.
both what Messi's 37 or 38 now. How old is Messi?
Ronaldo's
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 like
40. He's like
Ronaldo's
and then
40, yeah.
Messi's I think 38, 37. I don't even
Yeah.
know,
At
At
but
the end
they're
of the
still
day, for both the ages, they're killing it.
they actually are.
No, they are still.
They're
They
actually
can still
killing
probably
it.
play in Europe as well.
I know, it's
bro.
just my
Like,
opinion. I just
honestly.
feel like I see Messi like it just looks effortless still.
I feel like I just have a
don't
lot more respect for Ronaldo because obviously
Yeah, the
Messi's
hard
just
work.
naturally talented, but
Yeah.
Ronaldo, like that guy's
100%.
Even though Ronaldo did have, as you said, I feel like Messi's got more talent than Ronaldo. But even though Ronaldo still got the talent, the way I feel like he's more hardworking than Messi. Messi is, and that's why I respect more. That's why I'd say I respect more Ronaldo, like what you said,
Yeah.
compared to Messi, because he's just got that work ethic that I look at, and inspires. Well, I think probably young ballers as well to be as big as they are.
No, 100%.
So you're saying your goat's Ronaldo, yeah? That's
My
fair.
personal
Same,
goat's
I think that's
Ronaldo.
mine as well.
Yeah.
Who's your goat?
Wait, you said Ronaldo?
Ronaldo's my goat, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your goat?
Nah, I can't lie. It's been changed to Messi. I can't lie.
Been changed. to
Really?
Then I used to be Ronaldo.
Messi. Okay.
But I don't know.
Is that because of would you say because that's the influence of the World Cup as well?
I don't even know, man. I don't know. I just like the more I keep on watching highlights, stuff like that. I don't know. It's something about Messi, bro.
Fairs. Okay.
Something about Messi. I don't
Yeah.
know. But obviously,
that's fair
Ronaldo
enough.
worked way. Like I can agree. Ronaldo worked way harder. 100%.
I can agree with that. Who's out of all the young out of all the young ballers in the football scene in the world, who would you reckon Yamal will actually like? Do you reckon obviously he's 17 now? He's fucking world class.
Yamal, bro.
Right? Do you reckon he'll keep on that consistency, or like how do you reckon he would actually go about with it?
Well, at the stage he's at right now, he's killing it, man.
Nah, he is.
I feel like he has so much potential, man. Like that kid. How old is he? Like 17?
17. honestly.
17?
He's younger
Younger
than
than us,
Bro,
bro.
Younger
I'm
than
seeing
us.
videos of him doing his homework at the Euros. Like,
Yeah.
how often do you see that? It's crazy.
That's mad. It is.
Look, like, I mean, you can't predict any player in the future. Like,
Uh-huh.
obviously, you know, things can get in front of people's heads. You know, they can get too cocky sometimes. But
Neymar.
yeah,
Literally.
Yeah, Neymar just got caught up in that lifestyle.
Yeah, he did. But that's what money can do to you, bro. For real.
The Prince, man, the Prince.
but I feel like this kid, you know, he has so much potential in himself. He can definitely go so far.
100%.
He's already doing that, like scoring a banger goal in the Euros, yeah. Nah, he's like he's got.
Yamal. Yeah.
Nah, he's
He's gonna be a freak, bro.
He's on top of the world right now.
He actually is.
He might be the face of football, but that's another thing. bro.
That is
You know
another
what I
thing.
mean?
Maybe another. I think he will be. I think
Yeah,
soon.
That's another thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you some head-to-heads in terms of footballers. All right, head-to-heads.
Okay.
So we'll do player stays on. All right.
Okay.
Player stays on. This is gonna be an interesting one actually.
Alright, go on.
Should we do? Okay.
Jordan Henderson, Gerrard. Nah,
No. So should we do current players?
do two. Maybe do two current to like.
No. It's winner stays on. So if I say to him De Bruyne
Oh
or
yeah. Okay.
Gundogan is so good.
No, do a mix.
Okay, we'll do a mix.
Do a mix,
Okay.
bro.
We'll do it as of right now.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, mix with the all time.
Hey.
Hey.
My fault.
Cool. I'm gonna start off. Not really a hard one. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. We'll go. Okay. We'll go Casemiro or Declan Rice.
Come on, man.
Casemiro.
Casemiro.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll go. Okay. Cool. Casemiro or. Oh, is it Tchouaméni?
Tchouaméni.
Tchouaméni.
Yeah.
Tchouaméni or Valverde?
Oh, I'm saying
Ooh. Valverde.
Valverde.
Yeah,
Okay.
Valverde.
Valverde or Gravenberg?
Oh,
Right now.
Right now,
come on. Seriously?
Let me hear it.
Okay.
It's a hard one.
Valverde,
Valverde. Okay, cool. Fairs. Valverde or Odegaard?
Odegaard,
Odegaard?
Ooh. Okay.
Odegaard or De Bruyne?
De Bruyne. Well, currently or all
Take
time?
it however you want.
Okay, De Bruyne.
De Bruyne. Okay,
De Bruyne,
fairs.
De Bruyne, De Bruyne.
He's still elite.
Yeah.
Still elite.
Okay, De Bruyne or Özil?
Oh, so we
That's
going.
a good one.
Oh.
That's why I wanted to save it for a bit because
No,
De
no.
Bruyne and Özil.
Now,
You know.
now you gotta think about this, bro. You gotta think about De Bruyne in them 2017, 18, 19 years, bro. Now you gotta think
All
about
time.
that. Gotta think about that, bro.
The thing is, like,
Oh, De Bruyne's about to retire. That's why it's a good debate now.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
De Bruyne is he's so consistent. Like,
Özil won as... No, I hear that.
But Özil was like
Oh, it's
mental,
different
bro.
gravy.
But was he like that consistent through
Nah,
his
he wasn't.
whole
True,
career?
true, true.
In a
That's the
prime
thing.
though, like...
But
even
even
at
prime,
Madrid...
he was mental.
Even at Madrid.
Madrid, he was
yeah,
great
pulling
though,
some
as well.
shit, yeah. So who'd you say?
Yeah,
'Cause this is a big
That's a
debate.
good one. That's a good
Damn.
one. That's a good one.
My personal opinion, I reckon De Bruyne.
De Bruyne? Okay.
I'd go with De
Ooh.
Bruyne
I like that.
personally.
Who would you
yeah.
choose? Who would you choose?
De Bruyne...
Yeah.
Wait, primes?
Well, obviously you made the question.
I think Özil at Madrid was his prime. So I want to say
Oh.
Özil back then. Because football, I think there was 11, 10,
Yeah.
10, 11, 12 season.
Yeah.
That's when prime Madrid was versing prime at Barcelona. Barca with the Iniestas, the Xavis,
True,
the
true,
Busquets.
true, true.
Real Madrid had... they still had a good squad, don't get me wrong. But the fact
They
that Özil
always
had
have
to
a good
compete...
squad, bro.
Madrid,
Mm.
of course. That's how the best...
They're
man,
Real
always-
Madrid, bro.
Always consistent,
Yeah.
but I think Özil.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I'm saying
so-
Ozil too, bro.
That's alright, but De Bruyne, I can understand why
Yeah,
Premier
I'm saying
League...
Ozil too.
Okay, so you're saying De Bruyne? De Bruyne or Bellingham? Nah, that shouldn't
Uh,
De Bruyne.
Yeah,
De Bruyne.
yeah.
De
Nah,
Bruyne.
because
Alright.
his age.
be. De Bruyne or Lampard?
Lampard.
Lampard?
Oh, that's crazy.
I might. Oh.
That's crazy.
Nah, you already said it. You
Nah,
already
he
said it.
said
You done said it.
yeah,
You done said it.
I think that's crazy. I can't lie.
Nah, that's good. That's good. Okay, alright. You saying Lampard?
Yeah.
Lampard
I'll back
or
it.
David Silva?
Lampard.
Yeah.
Lampard?
Yeah.
That's it.
Lampard.
Lampard or Scholes? Ooh.
Scholes.
Scholes?
Ooh.
I'll go with Scholes.
Okay.
I'll back it.
Scholes or Yaya Toure?
Oh.
Scholes.
Scholes?
I'll go Scholes.
Who else
Yeah,
is
that's
there?
that guy, though.
I
No.
forgot about that, Donny.
Yeah. Nah, for real. He wasn't in the
forgot about
spotlight
that.
that much, but he was good though.
Yeah.
He was good.
Who'd you say Scholes? Scholes or Gerrard?
Gerrard.
The GOAT!
The GOAT. The GOAT.
Oh, wait,
Wait,
wait. Gerrard or Zidane? Gerrard or Zidane?
No.
Gerrard Zidane.
No,
Yeah.
bunda.
Zidane.
Jordan Henderson
Okay,
or Gerrard, bro?
nah. What? You already said? Say it again.
Hendo or Gerrard? Come on, for the culture.
Gerrard.
Gerrard, what do you mean culture? There's no damn culture.
No, because it's running theme. Because he
Oh,
got
yeah.
hella pissed last time we had a guest.
Bro,
Yeah.
because-
Me and the guest were saying Hendo's better than Gerrard until
I
he
was
got
getting
hella.
cut.
He was getting
Bro,
so
like, what does that
pissed.
mean?
Rage baiting, bro.
Man, that's outrageous.
Continue.
So
continue.
I literally just did midfielders then. So who do you reckon the GOAT midfielder is then? So would it be Zidane? Oh, actually no, Zidane or Iniesta. Oh, I didn't say Modric too.
Zidane.
Zidane. Or,
Has to be Zidane.
Yeah,
Come
I'd
on.
say Zidane as well.
I think most generations actually agree on that.
Zizou,
'cause
bro.
When Zizou retired 2006, well, shit, we were just born. But like, no, we can just see from the clips like Zidane was elite.
Nah, Zidane was that guy.
So
bro.
he was like probably the GOAT
Yeah.
midfielder. You
Such
could
a
say.
bold head, like he's just like that.
But then you can say but Maradona. It's just a thing of like what
Nah.
we've seen in it, like of what we like would have seen.
Yeah.
Don't get me. I think Zidane, Maradona, like these are like the elite. Because I think Maradona was a cam, wasn't it? I'm just basing it on FIFA. I actually don't know where he played, but someone can answer that question for me. But
He would have played like same positions as Messi now because they're similar players.
Messi,
He was like
yeah.
attacking midfielder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Messi played cam, so yeah.
That was a good one. We'll do,
Let's do wingers.
we'll do wingers. Alright,
These
go
are
first.
wingers.
We'll do some wingers. We'll do some wingers.
Alright.
You give him one first. Two wingers.
Two wingers. Wait, so we're doing a mix, yeah?
Nah, actually, should we do current? I think current's easier, isn't it?
Current?
Yeah, we'll do current.
We'll do current.
I don't know. I mixed it because I just wanted to throw him off. But do current. We'll do current.
Alright. Oh.
Or maybe like the last 2-3.
Okay, wait. No, this might actually be a good one.
Okay, go on.
Okay, yeah. Rodrigo or Rafinha?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was about to say
Starting off
Vinicius.
big, you
I was about to say
know.
Vinicius, but that's like
Wait, what was it again?
Rodrigo or Rafinha?
Rafinha.
Rafinha. Okay. Rafinha or Grealish?
Rafinha.
Rafinha Doku.
What?
Rafinha.
Rafinha or Saka?
Oh.
Saka.
Saka.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, Saka. I rate Saka.
I hear that though.
I rate him
I
too,
respect
I
him.
can't
I
lie.
respect him.
Cool. Saka or Rashford? That's
Saka.
literally
I'd say Saka.
Saka.
Yeah, Rashford's dropping.
When Rashford gets going though, he's unstoppable.
He's more of a 9 now, no? Rashford?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
can
no,
he can
he
do
is.
both. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, this is a good one. Saka or Rafael Leao from Milan.
Rafael Leao.
Oh,
Yes. Nah,
I like him.
okay.
I like him.
Thank you.
I like him.
He's
I
so
like him.
underrated,
Nah, nah,
honestly.
he is.
Rafael
I
Leao
rate
was
him.
Nah,
elite.
Leao's
I rate
good.
him.
I rate Leao so
Ah.
highly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Leao or well, this will be good. Dembele.
I rather Leao, to be honest.
Okay,
I don't like Dembele that much.
Fairs. Okay,
Mm.
yeah. Is that yeah? That's alright. That's fair enough.
Mm.
Leao or Luis Diaz. I'll be honest.
Nah, I'm gonna go Leao with that one.
Yeah, Leao.
I don't know why. I just wanted to throw in a little
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This guy.
Leao or this will be alright.
I'm trying to-
Maybe. No. This should be easy. Leao or Elise.
Oh. Nah.
I'll go Leao.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay,
go
Leao.
Leao's
again.
proven
Leao's
more.
good though.
Proven
Mm.
more.
Leao or Yamal.
I'd say Leao. Because like Yamal, like
Yeah, nah.
he's just come into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard to
Yeah,
judge
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Leao, Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao or who am I missing anyone?
I'm
Oh,
trying to
Bernardo
think.
Silva. Rafael Leao, Bernardo Silva.
Nice.
Because Bernardo
He's
Silva's
a
a winger.
winger?
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
He can do both cam and winger.
I'll go with Leao again.
Leao.
Yeah, I'll back
Slow
him.
ass Silver, bro.
Leao or Vinicius Junior.
Oh, I'd go Vinny.
Vinny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
he's
Vinny
dangerous.
trumps all, bro. I can't lie.
Vinny,
dangerous.
Vinny or
Wait, what was that?
Vinny or Mbappe.
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 Yeah, I have to go Mbappe. Yeah.
Mbappe or Salah.
Salah.
What?
Salah or
Big.
What? Oh, we're
Right
talking
now,
about right
right
now.
now.
Oh, okay.
right now. Yeah.
Salah.
Yo, what the
Um,
I was tripping. I was gonna say, what the yeah. Man said it Salah
So,
over Mbappe.
are you saying? Oh wait, Salah or Haaland?
Haaland's not a winger.
Bro, why are we going
Oh
straight?
yeah, true. I said Mbappe, didn't I?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So as a winger, do you reckon Salah? Even in general, like, so do you reckon Salah's the best player right now? Like, bias aside.
I reckon he's in very good form right now.
Bias aside, like, him and
Yeah,
him and
Salah's the
Rafinha.
best winger this season.
Him
I
and,
reckon
Raf- him, and
Salah-
Raf- him and Rafinha are the best players in this season.
I
That's
reckon,
facts.
yeah, it's facts, but
yeah, that is facts. Yeah,
Why do you
I
laugh?
agree. No, I'm thinking of a comparison. I got one for him.
Oh, okay, go on.
Salah or Hudson are doing that.
Salah, get out of here. I'm walking out.
No, Salah or Daniel Hudson, man.
Yeah, true. Now we're going with Danny over here, man.
Nah, but can Salah do it at South Melbourne?
True. Can he?
You do it at a cold night at Lakeside Stadium. That's the call.
Can he do it with raging people on the sidelines?
Yeah.
Did you get abuse from like? What's like the worst abuse you've got like from the side? Do you get abuse from the side? Like,
It's
you said
mostly the
you're-
parents. I gotta be honest, bro.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
They would be in it.
Bro, the Italians,
Like,
all that.
bro.
the Italians and that.
Nah, they're true.
It's
It's
just
true. though.
everyone,
Yeah.
bro.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's mostly the parents within the
Not the coaches?
not the coaches, like just the people come down to watch games. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, it gets crazy out there, man. Like, even it's probably bad at younger age groups than like
Yeah.
older age groups.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know, like, I saw a video the other week of like, did you see that Manningham tournament? Those
Oh
parents
my
running around?
god, that was
Did
that
you
was
see that?
So crazy, yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
these parents think like their kids are the next Ronaldo, and they're like jumping on the
It was
pitch.
like under 10.
Under 11s, bro.
yeah.
I actually know the coach at Roval as well.
Oh, do you?
I actually know. I'm not gonna say his
Oh,
name, but I know the coach, and I know
Wild
what
out there, bro.
it is wild out
Crazy.
there. Manningham and Roval. I don't know why. How did
That's
that? Did they ever say how that started? Or
Yeah,
the kids might have had
looking
a
by the video, I think it was these two kids just got into a scruffle, and then the ref just kind of like pulled them apart.
Yeah.
And I don't think the dad liked how the ref like got one of his kids, so I think the dad just jumped the fence, and then the rest just went ape shit. Like, it was crazy, bro.
How they feeling like, bro? What the hell?
Have you
Stay
have
your
you
ass
seen-
over the fence.
Have you seen that video? Have you seen?
I've
that?
seen it, yeah.
Oh, it's actually crazy.
wild.
Mental.
It is wild, man. It is.
Nah, so like with the MPL scene, obviously, like, you know, there's obviously a lot of like attention now to see like, oh, MPL's getting more attendance of fans, getting more notoriety than the A League. Well, why do you think that is? Why
Oh,
do you
yeah?
think that is?
I reckon it's because of the culture. You
I
know what I
agree.
mean?
Yeah,
Where
I
back
feel
in the
that.
NSL days, obviously,
Yes.
we weren't really around then, but, you know, each, you know, team was driven by culture. You know, you have you'll
Yep.
have South Melbourne, the Greeks. You'll have Melbourne Knights, like the Croatians. You know,
yeah.
it's just, there's built like, these community over the years, and you have the generations then compared to now, they just pass it down, just saying, follow this team, follow that team, you
True.
know. And I feel like that's just driven how many people are coming to these games. Like, you know, the other week when South Melbourne versus Preston,
That
bro,
was
that broke
insane.
the internet. How many people? Like,
Yeah.
10,000 people or something
Bro,
like that.
that-
10,000 went to the
Bro,
game.
it was like 5,000, something like
See what
that.
I mean, bro? MPL can barely crack like 500 sometimes. Bro.
MPL.
I forgot
I
how
mean,
many.
sorry, A League, my fault.
500.
I don't know.
Bugging,
Sometimes.
bro.
Like I
Yeah.
don't know how many people, I forgot how many it was, but like,
That's
bro,
crazy.
when last time, I don't even remember the last time I went to an A-League game, bro, and there was that many people there
Yeah.
that I was like, wow, this is a good environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go there, people yelling at each other, you know, getting into it, you know, and then I go A-League, it's quiet, it's a library.
Nah, it is.
True.
It is.
You
It
know,
is.
it's just
True.
when they're missing that crowd.
Why do you think that is? You reckon? Like from your point of view?
Yeah, look,
You
it's
could
the
say the
culture as
culture.
well, but like I feel like just the hype's not there anymore as it used to
Nah,
be.
it's
And
not.
that too.
You know, it's just like people are kind of just like, you know, sticking to going to their local clubs and, you know, just going to those NPL matches, and I feel like that's just taking it away from the A-League.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
If you compare the A League to where it was maybe 6 years ago,
Mm.
like when, but like when do you suppose either City or Victory?
City.
City, yeah.
You gotta
So I
be
think.
City.
Yeah.
You gotta
Oh
be
yeah,
City.
fairs. I hate it.
Yeah.
The reason I think one of the big reasons why like you could say it excelled more because at Melbourne City they had big players.
Mm.
You could say big. Like they had a lot more stars. Like back in
Yeah, I
when they
just
used to
feel
be in
like
the Prem
there's no
compared to
more
now.
famous names.
We had
No more
like-
famous
in the
names.
A-League.
We had like
you
Harry
know?
Kuehl back then.
Yeah.
That's
you
what I
know,
mean.
Tim Cahill.
like, yeah.
Tim Cahill was there.
Cahill,
Yeah.
David Villa, you know David
David
Villa.
Villa, yeah, he was
There's
there.
just like there's
Damien
no
Duff.
big names within the country that everyone knows about.
Yeah,
you know
in
what I
Sydney,
mean?
in Sydney, you got obviously the Douglas Costas, you got the Juan Mattons.
Yeah.
Like, I think football in Sydney is bigger
Nanny
than
too, bro.
Yeah, they get decent crowds.
and
gotta be
bigger than
honest.
Melbourne.
Western,
Yeah,
Sydney
they've got good
and-
fans over there.
Yeah.
I think maybe the clubs, maybe it's a club thing as well. Like maybe the fans are, but
Yeah.
you see when you were saying how yeah, obviously you could say the NSL days. Do you think you know how there's the A League, there's going to be a second tier coming up I think soon.
Mm.
Do you reckon like that's gonna divide like do you reckon that's gonna like lose a lot of the A League fans? Because I bet half of the Melbourne City and the Victory fans are actually South Melbourne and
Yeah.
probably NPL fans. Do you reckon that's gonna? How do you reckon the second tier is gonna like change that the fans fact?
I feel like
how's
it'll
that gonna-
definitely attract more eyes than the A-League, in my
Mm.
opinion. It's hard to tell what's going to happen, but I reckon it'll definitely be having more popularity. You
Yeah.
know, the A-League's been around for years and it's slowly decreased, but you have this new thing coming in the first year in, it's got to go crazy. You know what I mean?
I think it's better the fact that there's a promotion and stuff because it just allows more opportunities for teams to obviously go. Because bro, before Western United and Auckland, all them teams, they were probably like semi-pro NPL teams, and then they just somehow got a license to go A-League. But now with the whole promotion thing, it's definitely it should have been I think it should have been a thing where it should have been introduced way earlier than what it should have been.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a good factor for football as well. So
Yeah, look, I feel like it's going to be a very good opportunity for young players as well. You know, they've got to make their way through the system and get an eye out there on TV, you know,
100%.
or whatever it's going to be.
good.
But
Sure, man.
it's like it could have started earlier, but I feel like money's a big factor about it. Like most clubs couldn't do it because they don't have enough money for it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you know you have to travel around the country, you have to pay for accommodation, pay for players. You know,
yeah, it's
it's
crazy.
very expensive, and all the teams that signed up to be in that second division, they have to have a minimum amount of money to get into it.
True.
It's
So
just bad. Yeah, it's hard out here to make.
It's
Well, it's
hard.
not hard to make it, but like it's hard to get players as well because obviously the fees in it. Like how
that's
Crazy
someone else. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like I'm very grateful. Like our team, for me, I don't have to pay fees this year.
Oh right, nice.
But usually if you're paying NPL, you probably pay like,
It's outrageous, bro.
you know, close to $2,000 to play.
Yeah,
you know what I
it
mean?
That's
is.
crazy.
It's hard. It's hard. It is hard, but that's how. That's just what it is, isn't it? Like, as I said in the last episode, like you can have all that talent, but be broke, and then you wouldn't necessarily have an opportunity to play in these teams. You have to be stuck in community, which it's
Yeah.
not horrible, but like
Well, it's
It's
not
not-
where you want to be. Yeah.
it's not where you want to be now. But
Mm.
unless you obviously get looked at and stuff, which
Yeah.
it'll be hard because you're playing community, and
Mm.
you'll be lucky with scouts, but.
Yeah.
Even if you want to try and push yourself, you
Mm.
can't because some people don't even have these opportunities. Like, I coach at a school where like some of them players be saying, "How come you're not in the football program?" Oh, it's
Mm.
because I can't afford it and stuff like that. It's
Mm.
just because the money is it's just a hard
It is.
thing to maintain. So.
100%.
No, it is, bro. And
It
that's
is.
where connections and knowing people comes in. You know,
Yeah.
they can
Mm.
help you with that and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I'm
No,
sure.
100%.
I'm sure if you're talented enough, I'm sure clubs will definitely help out.
Hopefully.
and,
Exactly.
give you something, give you your fees for free, even if you're that good. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I've always said that, you know, like I feel like some people definitely miss out on opportunities because they don't have enough money for it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like there could be some kids out there which aren't that rich at all or anything, and then they can't have the opportunity to play in PL, and then you have people who may not be as good but they have enough money to play, and then they'll be like, all right, I'll take $3,000 or $2,000, whatever it is, and you can step on the pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a bit unfortunate, but
Yeah.
I feel like that happens everywhere else, not just here. You know what I mean?
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
You reckon that happens abroad as well?
Look, I reckon it just happens everywhere in general. To be honest, if you don't have enough money to play, you can't get on that pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So,
No.
Of course. Money runs everything, bro.
It is.
That's how it is, bro.
Yeah, man.
everything's a business at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Bad.
Everything is a business.
I feel like it's. I don't like the. It's not a great way to go. Maybe like if you look at the business. No, business side obviously it's good, but you got to look at it as a more as a sport now.
Yeah, but it's just how the world is, bro. You know, clubs are businesses at the end of the day. They're franchises. You know what I mean? So that's just how it is. But anyways, man, it was great to have you on. I can't lie. Thank you for
100%.
like going through everything. Hopefully, everyone watching could take a little bit from him and his experiences and his advice for sure for all the young bowlers out there or people trying to come up. Yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming on. Make sure you catch us on IG, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, all that at the Just Something podcast. So make sure you don't miss anything, behind the scenes clips, all that, man. And yeah, we'll see you next time. But
thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, guys. Yeah, man. Show. I bet.
We make good timing. What time is it?